The Match Ball.
Hello there, welcome to The Match Ball, streaming live on YouTube exclusively for our TSB Plus members. And to get early access to The Match Ball, you can watch the show in the free feed later on and listen in your podcast app as well. Brought to you with Levi Solicitors. This one, Michael. There's a 10% discount on your legal fees on all their services, with the exception of...
wills, lasting powers of attorney, and conveyancing. You get 15% on those until Christmas Eve.
Yeah, till Christmas Eve. 24th of December, that offer expires. Details and terms on the website, levisolicitors.co.uk/the square ball. Yeah, it's me, Michael, and Rob as we debrief that one then. Man City 3, Leeds 2, and as always, it's the hope that kills you, isn't it?
I must admit, I do prefer it when Leeds United are making me feel like I'm about to have a heart attack. Those games are a lot more enjoyable than just the apathy of recent weeks where you're sort of zoning out. Whereas this week, felt like I was going to collapse watching that second half. And hopefully that is now a blueprint to move forward from.
Yeah, the first half was pretty much as we expected, wasn't it? We were like, well, this is kind of boring because they're just going to win. And then all of a sudden, it got interesting for a bit. I think in the end, we deserved something from that, didn't we? I would have said. Second half, we properly shook them. It was nice. Yeah. And it was done with just quite basic stuff, wasn't it? Just putting pressure on them. And
it's what we've always wanted to see this season. And it's what we have seen in moments or the odd game. And I think that's sort of just been added to my confusion in recent weeks where it feels like we've been caught between two ideas. And we've seen Farke has gone direct a bit more at times this season. And then he seems to have gone away from that in recent weeks to dreadful results. And then we've seen in the second half today, it's like, no, we're loads better when we do that. And the crowd get into it. The away end was great all day today. But you could see everyone knew what we were doing.
Yeah. It made sense, didn't it? I think that's the frustrating thing about the hope killing you in this regard. We saw a far better second half because it worked. Because it worked. We caused one of the runaway best teams in the country loads of trouble because we just went direct and chucked the ball in behind them. And we'd seen glimpses of it in the first half when the wingers were on, hadn't we? So it was really frustrating to see us just be so passive, I think, in that first half, in conceding. Again, it was another one that just felt like sit and wait for the opponents to score. But then we really gave it...
We didn't wait long.
Yeah, well, indeed. We didn't even touch the ball, did we? But we gave them something to think about there in the second half. So it shows that maybe we do have the tools to be doing better than we are. So I suppose in the one sense, you've got a bit of vindication for Farke, but also a little bit of pointing out the fact that why didn't you just do this in the first place? Do the obvious thing.
Well, the stuff that was working in the first half, because they've defended really high up, and the idea is that they just keep you completely stuck in your own half, which when you're trying to play passing football, they can do quite easily. But in the first half, the only time it worked, just a big long ball out to James, let him chase it. And in the second half, it was just edge him back a bit and then lump it up and let Calvert-Lewin and Metcher just try and get underneath it. And then when they do win it, there was someone else around the ball as well. Well, that made a difference because in the past few weeks we've seen, Metcher might win his first header or whatever, but then what's he going to do with it? There's no one within 20 yards of him, so there's no one there picking up scraps or making it difficult for the person who, if it does go to an opposition player, there's no one straight on top of him, because that's how we were getting the ball back as well, wasn't it? Just winning, putting them under pressure immediately on when they've not quite got full control of second balls and stuff. It was, like
they don't like it up them.
Well, they don't.
No,
because it is just difficult. Like actually making it hard for teams.
But it's making it easier for ourselves as well. Because you saw in the first half, Metcher was often in our own half when we had the ball because we're so painfully trying to play it out from the back and making it so difficult for ourselves because so many of just the simple passes were either behind defenders or onto the wrong foot and things like that. And then Metcher's having to come into his own half to try and help out, and there's just no out ball there, apart from the odd time when there was, a ball behind for Dan James to chase. Whereas, like you say, second half, someone is there alongside him, and not just Calvert-Lewin. They were trying to play higher up the pitch. There was that worry for when he made those changes at half time, then immediately there were all those players up the top, and we played it short to Beal and gave Haaland a bit of a chance. But they figured they got there in the end.
But that's a coaching thing, isn't it? And that's the frustration, I think, with Farke. Like, it's, as we said, it's possibly not the case that Farke is a terrible coach. It's just my fear has always been that there are shortcomings, and I think you saw it a little bit today because it felt like the number of changes that he made felt a little bit like a Hail Mary. And it was perhaps something a little bit more reminiscent of his 4-2-3-1 that he knew. Most of the expensive signings had gone out from the summer, and it was players who he knew a bit more familiarly. And it got undone very, very quickly. But conceding those goals early, that felt like a coaching issue as well. Like they're just people not switching on, not being alert enough to.
I mean, yeah, the left-hand side thing, it was like it changed that entirely, and we still conceded the same goal within 60 seconds. And it was the same pitfalls of organisation where Justin and Nonso, neither of them went to press the guy who passed the ball to whoever the right winger was. I can't remember now. But yeah, that same goal that we concede time and time again. But then, I don't know. I just really hope he sticks with this formation now, because you do have this fear that we'll get to Chelsea on Wednesday night and we're suddenly back to a back four.
Well, that's the question. What have we learned from this? And more crucially, what has Farke learned from this? Because I was going to say, just to finish off the thought from before, it felt like the halftime changes and the change of formation was another Hail Mary. But this time it actually worked.
It did. Because 2-0 at halftime was not at all an unfair reflection of the game, was it? Like they had obviously the goals, but then there was right before one of them, it was O'Reilly, had a completely free header in the box.
Was it Baba?
That's the guy.
Yeah.
Had a completely free header in the box. I think they scored from the corner that came after it. But
Guardiola had that free header where he just ran between Tanaka and Nonso, was it?
I can't remember now. It felt like there were a few chances. There was the late Justin tackle stroke block where he chucked himself. It was a really good bit of defending, but again, it was like they were carving us open quite easily.
Yeah.
Whereas second half, that didn't really happen, did it? I mean, even the goal when it came was just a shot from the edge of the box, wasn't it? A good shot, and it was maybe we should have closed him, but
Tanaka sort of slipped, didn't he, when he was trying to get out to close him, which was a shame.
But there was none of that like slicing through us in the second half, was there? Which was it felt like they could score at any point really in the first half. It was just like it felt like they were in second gear and still quite easily cutting us open. Second half got right into them.
What about this comment from Zach here on the live stream? This whole second half has come solely as a result of early subs and tactical flexibility. Imagine where we could have been if Farke hadn't been completely against both of those for the past 2 months. I find it hard to disagree with that.
It was funny that he changed the system and personnel at half-time for the first time ever, pretty much. He must
have gone into that game considering doing that from the start and not done it and then thought, no, right, now is the time, I guess. I suppose you could say it was too late, but, we should have drawn that game in the end. But yeah, hopefully he just keeps with it going forward, because surely that is the way for him to save his job.
I mean, if we're going to be, I suppose, a bit more critical of our second half, we still didn't create that much, did we? Because it was a penalty and it was a bit of the Calvert-Lewin goal was quite a gift, wasn't it? Because they essentially had the ball back and then he just, for some reason, just outside of the foot, laid it on a plate for him, didn't he? So I suppose we didn't, for all the fact it was much better and we caused them problems, I'm struggling to think of any chances we missed.
Don't know, but you did see like Bogle getting in behind sometimes. And Calvert-Lewin getting in behind. It looked more promising.
No, it definitely did. It was undoubtedly like the best half we've seen away from home in a very long time. Yeah. So I don't want to exactly be churlish about it, particularly given they're a very good side and will be top 4, you would imagine. So but yeah, I suppose on another day maybe we don't get 2 goals out of it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Epic Fudgify saying Bernardo Silva should have been sent off for a second yellow for the dive. Can't see us losing that game against 10 men. No, it would have been an interesting change, that, wouldn't it?
It's really annoying that they watched that back on VAR and clearly will have gone, he's dived there and we can't do anything about it.
Because we were saying, weren't we, in the wake of that they should have found, because I don't think they could go back and retrospectively give him the yellow card for that, can they? But the ref should have manufactured a reason to give him a second yellow. Because justice.
Should have just pretended he'd said something to him.
Like what? What was it you said in here?
Did you just call me a pedo? Send him off. Something like, I never said anything like that.
I heard you.
I heard you. So you're going off. I'm sorry. That's disgusting. Why can you not be? I know they don't want to re-referee games, but when they're stopping a game anyway, it feels only right that you would be able to send someone off in that situation or give a yellow card for a dive.
So blatant as well.
I mean, I'm very much for retrospective bans for dives. Like it's something they could very easily do afterwards.
I think we should still retrospectively ban Gordon Watson for his dive against
100%.
against us at Hillsborough in 1991-92.
The ban's probably going to have a limited impact now. He's in his 50s
And not playing anymore.
and not playing it. Just gets banned from five-a-side or something.
It'll teach him a lesson, though.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
There was just such a clear gap, though, between the two players. It wasn't even like he'd sort of initiated contact
It
or
was
made a meal
just
of it.
waiting for
it
it,
was just cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was annoyed. And he cheated on the... I think the goal should have been ruled out as well for him fouling Perry, personally.
The second one.
Yeah.
Which, for some reason, they looked at the offside for about 10 minutes.
I will say this, if we had done that the other way around, if that had been us scoring that goal, you can't help but feel it would have been ruled out. And I know it's impossible to disprove that, so it will always carry weight. But it does feel like it was a proper Big Six goal, was that? Like any other team, and that they're spending ages on VAR trying to find reasons.
Although it's really inconsistent, is that thing. Just as a whole, I feel like you'll see him. It's 50-50 all the time on it. There's not really any obvious rhyme or reason to it sometimes. I think it's just what refs personally will allow.
It's what Harry Kane used to always do for Spurs, didn't he? Didn't he do it on Melier once, where he just sort of pushed him into the back of the net?
The Melier one was ridiculous.
Yeah. That
was one I remember watching that and being like, oh, well, that's really obvious. That's clearly going to get ruled out. And then it was going on. You were like,
oh, they appear to have...
we're restarting the game, are we? Okay, that's good. But yeah, they didn't even... I don't know what other footage people were watching, but we didn't even get a proper replay of the foul, did we, on him? It was
just showing the offside, wasn't it?
It just showed a still of a man being clearly onside. And then eventually it showed the 3D rendering of it later in the game, and it just showed him being absolutely miles onside. And we were like, yeah.
And we could all see that.
Yeah, that's how it looked, both in real time on the freeze frame.
Just while we talk about dreadful bias and poor incidents and things like that, I got furious at that Donnarumma tactical timeout. That was shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So blatant again, isn't it?
Yeah. It's one of those things that refs, they need more power to do something, don't they? Because
make him go off.
Well, that's why you do the keeper, isn't it? Anyone else, that's what you do. But that's why you make your keeper go down, because you know that it's a loophole. Just in the same way as people fake head injuries, because they know they'd be like, well, what if my brain's all damaged in here? Yeah. What are you going to do? Not stop the game.
You'd feel bad about that afterwards, wouldn't you?
Exactly. Yeah. Same with the keeper.
Shows how panicked Guardiola was in that second half. I was going to say he was tearing his hair out, obviously not, because he's a bald fraud. But yeah, he was nearly getting into the scratching his own nose off phase, wasn't he?
Yeah. One of the comforts out of today is that Burnley lost as well. You got West Ham, who are facing Liverpool, unstoppable at the minute. Arf. If Liverpool can turn that around, that'd be quite nice if they could win that. And Forest have got a difficult game as well. I can't remember who they're playing. Brighton, I think. So if we were to come out of this game about on par, okay, gives us a fighting chance. I think this is the problem. Seeing that performance and seeing us not just capitulate in the second half, it's just restored that little bit of hope and the belief that there's more in this team. And it is the hope that kills you. And that's what's upset me about today, is that I feel better. in that first half, when we went 1-0 down, I was like, yep, that's okay. I can just sit here today, see it out. Yeah. And then at 5 o'clock, we'll do the match ball. Then we'll go home. And then I'll forget about it, because it's been and gone. What I expected happened, and I wasn't disappointed. And then dickheads were good, weren't they?
Pulled you back in
again, haven't they?
I did say it'd be much worse if we'd have just lost that game 1-0, having conceded it immediately. That would have been really taking the piss. But yeah, there's something to hold on to there, it feels like. And apparently the reception they got from the away end was quite positive, which is good.
Yeah.
It just restores a bit of belief, which we've needed.
It's funny how this kind of complicates the feelings around Farke, doesn't it? Like, because I don't know what to think about him after that, because he made the changes at half-time that gave us a shot in that game. But I was annoyed at him for not doing it sooner, or, if we'd have gone to Brighton maybe and tried that.
Yeah. Well,
for doing the obvious thing, because it works.
That's what I was saying during the game, wasn't it? Like, why did we not try this against Brighton? Instead, we just tried passing it out from the back and kept getting the ball taken off us over and over and over again. And it's like, this obviously is not a solution here. Like, you've got to try something else. And yeah, sure enough, against a much better team, it almost did.
Yeah.
Well, you'll judge him over the next 2 games, won't you? And whether he sticks with what we saw in the second half or not. Because the last few weeks have felt almost futile, disgusted him, because we're just going round and round saying the same things, because Leeds have just kept doing the same things. Whereas now we have seen something different, and we've seen a different side to this, or a slightly different side to this team. So we need to build on that now. Otherwise, it probably will be that inevitable ending that we all think is coming.
Do you like Mitch's penalty?
I was convinced he was going to miss that
Yep.
But, it was nice to see Ampadu chasing it back in, celebrating, already confident he was going to tap it in. As you pointed out, Michael, Bamford would have tried to have taken that on his left foot.
Do we need to have a discussion around Tanaka's miss in the build-up to that?
Yes. The referee had blown his whistle.
Yeah,
of
it
course.
being given and the game
Yeah,
had
of course.
effectively started to stop, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But when that ball just rolled to Tanaka, I'm actually, in a way, I'm glad he missed.
He had his head in his hands, didn't he, after he'd kicked it as well?
Otherwise, I would have been, play the fucking advantage!
Yeah. But otherwise, I thought Tanaka was actually pretty good today. I thought it was his best game for a bit, probably.
A couple of loose touches, but he's really scrappy, isn't he?
Mm.
Like, he does get stuck in that side of his game, sometimes gets overlooked. And that's the thing as well, if we do stick with this different formation, there are ways of tweaking it and changing it as well within that, rather than sort of sticking to what we think are the same limited options in what we've seen previously.
I don't know what to take out of today. I'm really feeling like emotionally quite confused by that, but that's Leeds all over, isn't it?
Well, pre-game, you just said the things that will definitely happen. Haaland will score, and actually he did absolutely nothing.
No.
Well, let's give some credit to the big sexy pirate there, please, for his performance against Haaland, because we've seen him, when players are running at him or trying to turn him, it can sometimes get a little bit hairy with Stroud. But I thought today, when it's a physical battle like that against obviously a big athlete as Haaland is, it was fantastic.
Yeah, and I enjoyed his avant-garde putting it out for a corner when he was.
Jesus
wept.
There was a few moments like that.
What are we doing? A bit where we were just passing it around our own box, weren't we, for a few moments
There
as well.
Was it the Haaland header into the ground and Rodon and Biol try to work out who should clear that at that point?
Yeah, and then Stroud, I think did he try to hook it with his clear with his right leg, but then it came off his shin and was sort of spinning up in the air, and it looked like it was going in for a minute and stuff. That was a bit unpleasant.
Hey, what do you think of Kevin's comment here in the stream? Forest and Brighton are blips in the overall performances. The BBC stats show that we're a mid-table team but not scoring enough. Performances will get us results. That's the hope that will kill me, Dan. Yes, me too.
I don't think we're mid. I don't feel like we're mid-table from what I've seen.
Are we about where we should be?
Because we've got some. I feel like a lot of games we're kind of all right, but then teams just score against us.
Yep.
And that's not really a way of staying in the league.
You got to beware of the Jesse Marshness to that analysis, haven't you? Because we could quite feasibly
turn up on the underlying stats.
Yeah, and we could quite feasibly turn up on Wednesday, and if we lose 4-0, and it's just like, well, that was utterly pointless. But if we have another positive performance on Wednesday, then you can start to believe in it a bit more, can't you?
Yeah, something to believe in. Yeah. Can you take this game in isolation, or that second half, or do we need a little bit more evidence?
Well, it's all the evidence we currently have, isn't it, for that style and formation? So it probably would get us in the Champions League.
Well, but Bournemouth
beat Man City, didn't we, second half? So,
but the Bournemouth game was similar. We played a lot more direct and caused them all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, but it's what we've been talking about, isn't it, in recent weeks? How we've bought all big people and we're still trying to just pass it out from the back, completely unsuccessful. In fact, Rob, at half time you'd gone off the toilet or something, and I was shouting, We're bringing all the big. I didn't say bastards. I said a worse word. It's big C time, is what I was shouting, and it was quite nice. I enjoyed it a lot.
I did just hear you yelling as I was walking back in.
You actually said you thought Aronson was coming on, didn't you? When you heard shouting.
Well, you were saying in that first half, you think Farke's last fuck he was going to be bringing on Brendan Aronson at half time. So I just heard you yelling and thought, oh God, he has done that.
Came on to secure the defeat today. I'm joking. I'm joking. I suppose if you want to sort of deconstruct it a little bit, there are separate things, aren't there? In that I think you can enjoy what we did in the second half to nearly turn around a 2-0 deficit and say we were unlucky in that. But there's lots of stuff to cling on to take forward. And then you can also be concerned about some of the systematic underlying things that we seem to have got wrong, or we're still getting wrong up to and including that first half. So I suppose that's why I'm confused, because there's a load of different there's the immediate kind of adrenaline of watching that happen today against the background thinking, I'm not sure Farke's up to it, but then they pull one like that out of the bag. It's a tough one, isn't it?
Not wanting to burn it all down or throw it all in the bin is an improvement. So let's hope we keep going in that direction. And if we don't, then we know what's going to happen. But
football's a contradictory business, isn't it? Like that. Like just when you think that it's all fucked, then you do something silly like that today. Still lost though, didn't we? I suppose
We did. Yeah, we did still lose. So we didn't keep it too silly. Maybe that was all part of the plan. Yeah. Keep it a steady trajectory.
But we still.
The last thing you want to do is go really up and down.
We still managed to play some nice football in tight areas as well, even in that second half when we did resort to being more direct and playing the longer game. So maybe we just need to just pick our battles, pick the moments. I don't know,
and just play it in their half is the main thing. That the amount of times we seem to get caught in possession in against Brighton and Forest, like just impossible to watch it and not see what was going on. I don't understand how we continue to play in that way in those games.
And then, you send it forward and there's no one up there.
Yeah.
Whereas today, they say we got more people around him because you've got the second player alongside him in Mecha if it's DCL or vice versa, and then the fullbacks providing the width. What I did like as well today actually is the doubling up that happened, like when Doku got it down their left hand side. You'd see, and we only got caught maybe out of position here once or twice, but Bogle would go to close him down immediately, and then Rodon would come across and be immediately behind him. So there's two men out there. So maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we just need to get that defensive robustness fixed first. Then it is the platform to build.
That was the other thing I was going to say when I was talking about Haaland. Actually, that I imagined Haaland would score and Doku would destroy us. And actually, he didn't do all that much. Like he got a couple of balls in, didn't he? But for the most part, I thought we dealt with him well.
Rodon's cover tackle on him when he was threatening to break away, and Rodon. He's got like the Dan James zoom is, but he just doesn't look like that because you think he's a big lumbering centre.
He's very vertical in how he runs, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's really, really quick. There's a story from ages ago about when he first joined Swansea, and I think him and Dan James started training on the same day, and they used to race each other, and Joe Rodon would win. So he's obviously like very, very quick. But yeah, his cover tackle and then he bollocking him for diving was very nice.
Yeah, hi to Ben's Jamin, I think it is. I'll just put the comment on the screen again. I have a mate, a City fan, who was there today, messaged me at halftime saying it was rocking. Assume he was in the away end. Yes, that is one thing to cling on to, as I am BFW is pointing out in the comments. Dan, the away fans were loud and proud. The boys put in a shift to be equally proud of. Lean on that. Yeah, plenty to enjoy about that.
Yeah. Really enjoyed Phil Foden trying to whip up the home crowd, and all you could hear was marching on together, followed by your support is fucking shit.
There was a question here. MOT Goose is asking, should Perry have saved the last goal? I don't think so. It came through a crowd. I mean, I know that there have been moments where he's been a bit disappointing, maybe lacking a bit here and there, but he also made some good saves today. And I think when it's coming through a crowd like that, it's really hard to save.
Yeah.
When it's so straight on as well.
Yeah, he made a couple of very good saves, actually. The one from Foden, which I think led to the goal.
Yeah, I think they scored straight off.
So, pointless really. But it was a good save, and he made a good stop with his feet as well, actually, when it came through a crowded box again, and he kind of chucked a right foot at it.
Even the one, like, on the header that he caught, I'm used to seeing him just palm that out to the middle of his goal. So, oh, well done, you've actually caught.
That was a big chance, actually, wasn't it, for them?
An interesting thought on Perry. Like, Beer's asking, what do we think about him? Who, he's a goalkeeper who's cost more than every other goalkeeper we've ever signed, combined. Yeah, but we've not actually paid a huge fee for him. And you thought we were getting an upgrade, but there have been limitations in his game as well, I think. So I wonder if this is about having confidence in the defence as well and the structure in front of him.
Maybe so. It's very early to judge him, isn't it? I suppose from what we've seen, you wouldn't maybe have chosen to allocate our money on him, given we had a limited budget. You think, well, we should have chucked an extra 17 million at a better attacking player. But at the same time, we all agreed, didn't we, that Meslier and Rodon, Darlow were not probably good enough to have a Premier League season. So we needed to try something. And if it's a failure of recruitment, we'll find out, I suppose. Yeah,
it was all quite confusing, the sort of pursuit of a goalkeeper, because we basically knew for the second half of the Championship season, Meslier was done, and then the noise coming out of the club.
He's not done. He was back on the bench today.
Oh yeah, but yeah, all the noise over the summer was that the club are really relaxed about signing a new goalkeeper, and they think they'll get one eventually. It was a bit like, shouldn't this have been like the first guy through the door?
I think that might have been the message, Rob, but I heard whispers that basically they couldn't agree on it.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Data and recruitment wanted one player, Farker wanted another one, and then Perry became available because of Leon travails. They had to bring money in quickly. He came on the market, and I think they compromised on him and bought him suddenly. And he was neither of the primary targets that either camp wanted, so they compromised and chose him. He's not a bad goalkeeper.
He prevented 0.69 goals today.
He's not a bad goalkeeper, is he? But again, he's just got limitations to his game. But that's the sort of level that we're shopping at.
I thought he looked slimmer today as well. I wonder if he's got a bit fitter, maybe. Which I know
Do you think it's his hair that's doing it? Because that's coming back in, isn't it?
maybe so. I know you don't think of goalkeepers as needing fitness, but just because
It must help.
just because we've all witnessed like Kevin Pressman and Neville Southall being Premier League goalkeepers despite being 5 stone overweight.
Let's do a little bit of hair chat. Joel is saying us having hope is like Normanton growing his hair back and thinking he will have a Tanaka mop in a month because he's seen a few shoots of hair, but really it's not coming back, it's gone.
No, this is
Talk to me about Donnarumma's hair.
yeah.
When it comes to goalkeepers' hair.
Very very patchy, innit? I said it looked like olive oil from Popeye in the second half as well, which Rob didn't seem too sure on. Mainly because he's probably doesn't remember those cartoons. It's in his mannerisms, I think, as much as anything, you know.
I mean, we think Perry's bad with his feet. Christ, Donnarumma wasn't
he's
exactly
shy, innit?
convincing, was he?
No, not at all.
26 years old and thinning to fuck, as Thomas
Is
mentions.
he only 26?
Yeah.
Christ,
Perry,
he's
or
been
Donnarumma?
Donnarumma.
Oh.
Been around forever.
Mm.
He was like
He was 16.
yeah, he was a child goalkeeper, wasn't he?
Chat Dungeon saying Perry on the Ozempic, shitting himself thin. Do you want to speculate on that?
I'll just say he's been training hard instead.
Um,
But however it works, really.
I'm also being asked when is it okay to introduce spreadsheet tracking? Not this season. No, not this time.
Have you grown up?
It's just It's just trying to find comfort in an outcome that you want to happen. I accept. That's all it ever was.
How did Sunderland get on in the end?
Yeah, well, as you say, when they were 2-0 down, I was saying, "Good, let's claw them back in." And they won 3-2.
Me and Rob was just going.
Just forget
Dan,
about
you
them.
need to forget about Sunderland.
Move on.
They're not going down.
It's at least from a really petty point of view. You're allowed to be petty in football. What's the point?
Next year.
If you
Next year. That's your fallback, isn't it? on that?
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'll keep kicking that can down the road because you can't disprove any
At
of it.
some point in the next few decades, they're going to really slump.
At some point before I'm dead, we'll be above you.
And that'll be just proving I'm right.
We were saying it's their turn to have the go up, finish 9th, get relegated the following year.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Fair enough. Happens to us all.
Other stuff to chat about? Anything you want to bring to the table?
Ghosts, I just want to mention.
You're sorry.
The lights just come on in the office and we think there's a ghost or we get burgled.
The light to that out there.
There is an arm as well.
Oh my
Someone's
God.
here.
There is someone here.
We are getting burgled.
Someone outside.
They're not showing their face.
Do we
I think we are actually getting burgled.
Do we need to be concerned here?
I think they're just taking a Lowfield shirt, which is lovely.
Okay.
Go buy it. Don't steal it from our office.
Someone's
while
coming
we're
in to buy
podcasting.
this in long sleeves.
Another long
Which is
sleeve.
not. I'm not on the. I'm gonna cross. I'm doing West Ham things now. Crossing my arms. I realised I'm not. You can't see the sleeves.
If you're on the audio version, Michael is wearing the newly restocked and brand new, actually, the Lowfield, the original and best Lowfield shirt that we did a while back. We've had the short sleeve version is back in stock, and we've had a long sleeved version commissioned as well, so you can keep your little forearms warm, can't you?
Ideal.
Love a long sleeve shirt. Beautiful.
It makes me think of Gary McAllister, who features in the upcoming pre-Christmas edition of the mag, actually. And that's a point. I need to write something about him, don't I?
Too late now, mate.
Yeah.
It's fine. More on that next week, we believe.
Good. Yeah. Now what?
Chelsea, I suppose.
On to Chelsea. 3 at the back. 2 big lads.
I'm at least looking forward to it now. At half time, I wasn't looking forward to that Chelsea game because I was thinking, it'll be the same again, won't it? Turn up, lose. What's the point? It might just be a good atmosphere now.
That gives the atmosphere a bit of a catalyst, doesn't it?
Because like away ends and home atmosphere overlap in weird ways as well. That you don't. I don't think you necessarily know if you only go to home games. You maybe don't realise how it spills over. So the fact that people will have enjoyed today and there's been a bit of something happening, a bit of that will come back to Elland Road and it'll be late and it'll be like against
Drunk.
Chelsea. And I don't know. I feel like there's a bit of chance for it to be fun.
As long as he sticks to that system and that style of play, we don't need to get there and at 7 p.m. find out we've gone back to 4 at the back and it's Brendan Aronson on the right wing because that will suck it all out.
He's almost been handed a bit of a free pass here, hasn't he? He's almost been handed just do that again and see if it works. If it doesn't, then, you're in a pretty shitty position anyway. You've got nothing to lose now.
Yeah. And what he's learnt from today as well, if something's not working, you can always change it.
Well, that is, do you know what? Well, I was
you don't have to go, oh, well, this isn't working, is it?
I was asking about what we learned today and what Farker learned. Yes, be proactive. That's what I meant about the frustrations today. Like, just make the obvious change. And if something's not working, you can do it at half time.
Yeah. You can change it at any point.
Bless Dan James and Willing on. So finally get a start. 45 minutes in. Sorry, lads. We need to completely change what we're doing, which was the right decision to do. But yeah, it's Dan James in particular must be looking at that going, fuck, how do I get into that team? Like that?
I mean, the team that we finished with must be the biggest group of men we've had on the pitch in years, surely. Like, everyone was pretty big. Tanaka's probably like, Tanaka and Gruev aren't small, are they? They're both like 5'10" or something, probably. So it just like, yeah.
Have we spoken about Gruev?
All large men.
A little chat about it.
We never speak about Gruev. That's the point of Gruev.
That's the rule.
We had a whole player review.
When I saw the
player reviews and we didn't mention Gruev.
When I saw the lineup, I was like, who's that number 44? Who's that guy in midfield? Now, how do you think he got on today? In what was a fairly frantic game as well. Yeah,
he got stuck in, made a few tackles. Not the most expansive of his passing, was he? But
a few decent
not what he's there for.
He took a few decent set pieces.
Yeah, I mean, I was worried about set pieces because obviously Longstaff was injured and Stack's been our second choice and he's pretty crap at them. So I was like, well, Christ, how bad's our third choice? But he got the ball in the box. We had a few chances from there, didn't we?
Question just about the Lowfield shirt. What's it like size-wise? Does it run slightly small?
Slightly. This is a medium, though. I'll stand up. There's a bit of give in that.
Bit of give. Yeah.
If you're between, go up.
Yeah.
But they're pretty true to size.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yep. Okay.
That's assuming I've picked out the right shirt here.
Yeah, I picked out a short sleeve one by accident the other day.
I've still got the tagging. You accused me of Jason Pearson, it didn't you? When I came in. There you go. I'll leave it hanging out the front.
Are you going to sell that one with your DNA attached?
Extra that. That's one for my OnlyFans.
Anything further to add then before we wrap this up and head towards a bit of extra time for the members?
FOTMob's giving all our defence bad scores, which I feel is a bit harsh.
Is that because we were conceding possession a lot? Or we're conceding
possibly? Yeah, Bogle 5.9, Rodon 6, Strauch 5.8, Justin 6.2.
I mean, our organisation in that first half did look pretty terrible from set pieces in particular. And you do, even that second half, you do look at it and go, that's the blueprint. We need someone to just organise us and play quite basic football that the crowd will get behind because I think it'll suit us.
I mean, that's what saw us behind, wasn't it? It was the lack of organisation. Then we got organised and it paid off. Organise.
That was the thing we were saying first half, actually, that the defensive line is there and then they're heading it clear, but then there's no one picking up all the additional people who are on the edge of the box. It felt like we were clearing it. It'd be like Strauch, for example, heading it clear, but then it always falls to a Man City player on the edge of the box because there didn't seem to be any connection with what happens once we win the first header. It's like, well, we need to actually get it away from the boxer. You can't just allow them to have a shot from there. So.
Well, we'll wrap up the match ball proper there. Members, thanks for joining us on the live stream. Hang about if you want to listen to the audio version later on. If you're on that, listening later, there is some extra time now at the end of the show. A little bit of bonus chat. If you want to become a member, thesquareball.net/plus. We've got a double game week coming up this next week, haven't we? We'll speak to Jack Carroll, comedian, Leeds fan from Bradford, another Bradford lad.
Sure.
Yeah, on Monday. Michael, you're heading down to the FSA Awards. We are shortlisted for that, so you're going to get drunk and tweet emotionally, maybe, or blue sky emotionally late on Monday night.
Fuck, it's a fucking fix.
Yeah, good boy.
If you did vote, thank you. We're not going to win, but it's going to be it's going to be nice.
I really hope we win because you're going to be so drunk and you're going to have to do a speech, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
You'll get interviewed by Victoria Derbyshire. I hope she drills you like a politician.
Let's hope it happens early, if it happens at all.
But yeah, thank you for your support across the year as well. I don't think we'd get the shortlisted and the nominations and all that sort of stuff without you. So thank you very much, and we will wrap this one up there. We'll see you in a bit.
The Match Ball.